months. Who said you'll make it in 2 years?
Oh, yes.
You understand? Because people put, I don't mind you
Time
having
frames.
the goals, but the time frames, it's not your time, it's God's time. So you would repeat it and say,
I am inspired myself. I feel like a young 16-year-old.
I think as a DJ, right, if you need to have a bigger reach, music is your only.
Dumelang Sani Bonani, good afternoon, Absheni. Welcome to Radokweng Podcast. As you know, we all about. Let us hear what you gotta say, man. Our aim is getting in touch with our guests from different walks of life to inform, inspire, and entertain you with worthwhile content. We're looking forward to interacting with you. Yes, you, as one of our viewers on our journey into reaching a higher height. Sit back, relax, as we're about to dish out the episode to you. Danko.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again I come to you after quite some time. Hopefully this time I'll be consistent. I've got a lovely guest in this interview in our studios today. This guest, he's responsible for people cramping, people crying, people remembering the memory lanes from the old times. He's a hip-hop DJ. He is a radio personality. I want to welcome King Bash.
Yo.
How's it, my guy?
I'm nice, my guy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm really grateful for you coming through to our studios on a short notice like this. Most cases in the industry, when we ask for these kind of opportunities from other guys, how professional. How can you just call me? Got it last minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I really appreciate you coming through in this short notice, my guy. King Bash, I want you to. I don't want to take all your accolades. Maybe I might miss some.
Okay.
If somebody has to know you, what would you say you are? Who is King Bash?
I'm your side chick's favorite DJ, if you have any.
Yo.
Nah, man. Basically, I like to see myself as God's first.
Okay.
King Bash is a radio personality. He is a hip hop DJ. He's a businessman. Man. I'm just the man on the grind.
A man on the grind.
Yeah. I'm a God-fearing man. I don't know what else you'd like to hear, but basically that's in a short story. That's
who you are.
Yeah.
I've looked you up for a few minutes. It tells me that you are 3 award-winning awards DJ, radio, what. So I want to also know a bit about that. That's what I really wanted you to tell me about. Okay, Shapu, I won this and that, go radio and stuff like that.
Okay. So, I think this is my 5th year on radio. Actually, this year, 2023, that's where I got my appointment, if I may call it that, to be on prime time.
Okay.
I've been on the weekend radio for 4 years.
Okay. For prime time, just to interrupt you, what is prime time for those who don't know?
So basically, it's like your flagship shows, your breakfast, your lunch, your drive shows. So I'm actually a host on one of those shows from 12 to 3. Basically, I'm also an artist slash DJ, of course. So I just released my 4th single.
4th single.
So I've worked with a lot of people, man, just to give you a bit of a background on the music aspect of my business side. I've worked with actually a lot of guys in the industry, guys like Benchmark, producers like Zuchi Kokdo. I've actually released my 4th single. It's called Heist. It's titled Heist.
Heist.
Yeah.
We
live in tough times.
Yeah, definitely. We do.
I'm not promoting violence or anything.
All right. Thanks for the clarity.
It's just something that we had to do. So, in terms of, the awards, when I released my first single, which was Humber Man, it's King Bash, 321 and Benchmark.
Okay.
So it was really it was like my introduction into the game.
Into the game, okay.
Music industry.
So you call that single Hamba Nat?
It's Humber Man.
Humber Man.
Yeah.
Okay, Humber Man. Okay.
So we released that joint. I think it was 2018. That was my first ever single. And then it was nominated. We have something in Limpopo called the Limpopo Music Awards.
Yes, Limas, yeah.
So it was nominated for the best newcomer.
Okay.
And then, yeah, basically I took that award.
Oh, that's best.
Yeah, I won that award in 2018. 2019, I was nominated for, no, not 2020, I think. There was Legends Awards that I was nominated for in the category of young entrepreneurs. And I scooped that award. And last year, 2022, they came back for the Legends Awards, and I think it was for Young Legends.
Young Legends.
Yeah, Young Legends in the business space, and I also took that award. So hence I'm third-time award-winning King Bash, award-winning DJ.
That's
a bit about that.
Okay, thank you for that, man. It's really wonderful to hear that journey. But now we are living in a Amapiano era.
Yeah.
So how is it? How are you coping with this Amapiano era while you are a hip hop DJ? Pella, right now we have this narrative for, you know what, if there's no Mapiano, then there is no party.
There's no party.
You understand?
Yeah.
But from my understanding, this is my third time now.
Yeah.
Second time go meter, and second time and first time, you've closed the house down. You literally closed the house down. You held it down. People were just all over the place, remembering their memory lanes, like I've been saying.
Yeah.
But how are you dealing with this era ya Mapiano as a hip hop artist? I mean, as a hip hop artist, a hip hop DJ as well.
I think something about me, I'd like to say I thrive in chaos. So basically what you need to understand is that no matter what, even when you go to an event, you don't know it, but you know it. What I mean is that you would find that you're listening to piano for 7 hours.
Sure.
You actually don't even look back to see who's playing because it sounds like the same
It's the same thing.
You understand?
I definitely know what you're talking about. I mean? Yeah.
Within this space, the advantage is that hip hop is not. I would not say it's not doing well, but it's an advantage for you to be different.
All right.
You understand?
Yes.
So what I mean is, if you had a gig and there's just piano playing the whole time, no matter who's playing.
Correct.
The minute I jump on, I know for a fact I'm going to grab their attention because it's like, yo,
this is different now.
This is something I didn't even think I want. Then I'll give you exactly what you want at that. The only problem is that, of course, the new music doesn't last as long as it used to. Due to the fact that obviously people don't have a lot of time to actually listen to a rapper and then
talk and the lyrics, like in the olden days.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
So hence I try to infuse the two, the new and the old. So
and the new and the old, correct.
To memory, back to memory lane. Like you need to just think of when you were in tertiary, when you were in high school or whatever. Take you back there. So that's how I grab their attention. You know, I always say, no matter what you play now in terms of in hip hop, it's gonna resonate with the crowd because they haven't heard it in a while. You know,
that is
maybe
very,
you were
very
just
true.
In your car, driving to work, and then you listen to, I'll make an example, and Knock You Down, or whatever. But it's rare that you'll just play Cheers to the Weekend in the car.
In the car, that is definitely true.
But now, when you hear it at Groove, it's like, yo, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? So I feel like in that space, Amapiano, obviously, it's worldwide now. We need to accept that it's worldwide. But I think for some reason, it's an opportunity for me as a hip hop DJ to stand out. Because what I've realized is that all the hip hop, not all, but some hip hop DJs that used to rock are now heading straight into Mapiano because of the pressure.
Correct.
You know,
correct.
They feel like they're not making the bread that they should be making. You know.
Can you give us one example? I've got one. I've got one in my mind. But
they're doing well. But
they're doing well, definitely.
Let me speak of the Twins. I mean, Major League were the biggest hip hop duo that we had. One of the biggest hip hop DJs that we had, and for them it worked. If you think about it.
Definitely. Yo, stay far.
They're not even an essay.
Correct.
They touring the
Bakiga,
world,
braya.
you know what I mean? So it's no hate. I mean, if the bread makes sense, why not?
Yes.
You know? It's just that I had to
Improvising.
stand ground. There's a lot of guys that were actually pestering me and pushing me that my dog,
Wela ka mo pianong
don't
nya.
even try. You
Oh,
fighting
okay.
a losing battle.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's no way you can, put your make a mark when the piano's so loud, because it's really loud.
It is.
You know, it's
It's
really,
making
really loud.
waves.
It's
just making
every single
waves.
week there's a new song,
Correct.
or a bunch of songs. So
Yeah.
it's that. So for me, it's more of I'm gonna stick to. I'm that stubborn child that does not want to change
Yeah.
in a way, but I'm actually changing.
All right.
So I'm
All right.
just moving into the game. And
In the
stuff.
games and
Yeah.
stuff. Okay. So we should be expecting something new, Mapiano in the line, maybe.
Hey man, nah. Like, well, look. I mean, Highest has a bit of a piano effect to it.
Okay.
It has, the snares, the beats, the drums.
Mm-hmm.
The piano is just that it's toned down. I mean, piano is just a fast moving. To me, it's a fast moving kwaito
Okay.
kind of broken beat.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah,
So
yeah.
with Highest, it's that we moved the piano to incorporate piano a bit within the beats.
Okay.
But for me, releasing a piano song, but never say never. I can't say I won't do it.
Definitely.
Because I love piano. It's amazing.
Sure.
I
But like if Kabza the Kabza the Small could rock up and say, King Bash, I like this. Can you just hop on this piano song?
you know what I mean? I
You
mean, there's
definitely
no way
jump
you're
on.
gonna say, nah, bro. I'm
Definitely.
Nah, no.
Nah,
It's
man.
all about evolving.
Yeah, definitely. I'm grateful for that that answer, because some other people will stay as stubborn as they can be,
Yeah.
and then they will miss the opportunity to have bread, and that is not good
My
sometimes.
brother, out of sight, out of mind. Once you miss that opportunity and you feel like, nah, this is me. Even though I'm not evolving into a different genre, but as long as you know what, I'm still within reach for whatever's changing, and I'm evolving with that. I think you'll always remain relevant.
Nah, most definitely, most definitely. Now, what inspired you to start this the artist journey? What just inspired you? Okay, sharp. Let me rock now this track. Let me produce this. What inspired you to start doing that? From Agar now, I don't know. You said it was 2018 with your first single.
First single,
Yes. And when did you jump on radio again?
2018. actually.
2018.
Yeah.
Okay. What inspired you to jump on being an artist at that
Let's
particular
start
time?
with the artist side. So I think as a DJ, right, if you need to have a bigger reach, music is your only key.
Okay.
So for example, if in Lephalale I've never played, for example, let's say I've never been here in terms of DJing or whatever,
Sure.
but my music is there somehow.
Correct.
So I could connect with a person that has heard my track on Spotify that stays in Lephalale.
Sure.
And when now Lephalale starts booking me, then it's like, I've heard this guy.
I've heard this.
I've seen this name
Yeah.
somewhere. So I just felt like I must not be, short-sighted. I must just spread my wings across. To say, look, you can be a DJ, you can be dope, but how are people going to connect to you that don't know you? So try releasing music, try incorporating with the nationals that have already made it, try creating the relationships.
Sure.
Just so that they can help you also boost.
Sure.
Because being a local DJ, going international, it's pretty tough, of course. But when other brothers acknowledge you and you didn't even know that they know you, it's heartwarming to say, no, we want to work with you.
Correct.
Fast forward it, for example, on Highest, I worked with Junior Torres. I mean, Junior Torres is a big deal.
He's a big deal.
So it's something different. So when brothers come through and they acknowledge you, they acknowledge your work, they acknowledge your journey, it's easier for you to make something that is beautiful.
Perfect.
So for me, that's how it started. Just to say, I needed to spread my wings, needed to reach.
To reach
because
out there.
These different platforms give you that opportunity.
Correct.
Social media gives you that opportunity.
That is correct.
Just to have a bigger reach than what you think. You know what I mean? So basically that's what I thought.
Do you think radio gave you also that jump? Who link up with the right people and stuff, or when not just before radio you were well connected with these people, or is it radio that is opening up more opportunities for you to work with people that are big?
I feel like radio does open those channels. You know this thing, Yawari, you were bigger or more connected. You can never be too connected.
Sure.
Yes, I knew a lot of people, of course, prior my radio, when I started radio. But for me, it's more of radio gives you that those opportunities rather to say, look, you're going to interview these guys.
Sure.
So, of course, if I'm talking to you and you are A. Reese or whatever.
Correct.
And you know that I was interviewed by King Bash.
Sure.
When I follow you, you follow back, and then maybe we can start talking to
correct
someone,
on the
I
side.
actually do this, I do this, I do this. So it's easier than me just DMing someone that has never heard of me.
That is correct.
Those messages will fall in the request, and they'll probably never even
Been seen.
Yeah, I feel like radio is a huge platform that opens up those doors, man, just for you to connect with a lot of artists.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's great stuff. So now, to the young ones, to the people who look forward to becoming radio personalities or presenters, if I should say, what advice would you give them? What would you give an advice to a 16-year-old who's aspiring to be a radio presenter? What would you say to that young man or young girl?
What I've realized about this, the industry, the game, it's all about perseverance and persistence. You know, you need to be persistent. The passion needs to drive you where you want to go.
Sure.
You know, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, because I feel like in this generation, the only problem is that, of course, we need money to survive.
Sure.
You know, we need money to grow.
Sure.
But I think when you look at the end goal before you actually go through the journey, that's where you lose your tracks.
Okay.
So basically, if you say to me that you worked for 2 years and you haven't reaped the rewards, it's a useless exercise. Who said you'll make it in 2 years?
Oh, yes.
You understand? Because people I don't mind you
time
having
frames.
the goals, but the time frames, it's not your time, it's God's time. So you would repeat it and say, yo, God got me, I have the faith. But when things are tough, you fall back and forget that you said you have the faith. Because you might think that you'll make it in 5 and you make it in 10. You know? So my mantra will always be that in life, you need to be willing, you know, to go through the journey, to be burnt,
sure,
you know, to go through the backstabbing,
to be chastised,
to be exactly, you know, to be. What I've realized is that I saw an interview, especially with a guy like DJ Fresh. He'd say he was playing at gigs for 10 years, and half of those gigs he has never been paid. You understand?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself,
this
I'm
young
out
generation.
here, I started in 3 years and I started complaining. Already to say, free gigs mean.
Sure. That's not how it works.
It's not how it works.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
And people will try and influence you to say, why would I go there and play for free? But what they don't understand, venue owners, event organizers, they're also in the business of making money.
Correct.
So now, if I'm booking a King Bash who is made, I know that if I'm giving him X amount, I will get that money back because there are 10, 15, 20 people that are there to see King Bash.
This guy. Yeah.
So they're going to buy, they're going to do whatever.
Correct.
But if I'm a local DJ and I'm not known, but I can play, the industry has changed now. It's not about how you can mix now. You know, it's about who you are.
Yes. That's the sad part. Because also on radio as well, you'd see it's celebrities who are chosen over talented
real talent.
Correct.
So it's that. It's a matter of don't grow. Let not your heart be weary. Like, don't grow. Don't fall back and think, oh man, I'll never make it or whatever. I mean, you still have time.
Sure.
I know there are a lot of posts that they like saying that our biggest problem is we think we have time, but I mean, we still have time. It's God's time.
Correct.
And that's all I can say.
That's bars for life, my guy. I am inspired myself. I feel like a young 16-year-old. I want to go out there doing free gigs so I can get connected. No, you know, we get weary so fast. You know, we put timing to things that we shouldn't even put times on. You understand? True. And now we think, I know, in 3 months. 100%. And then sometimes it does not work like that.
I feel like also with the and I'll use the word or use the term black community, we have, and I'll call it a disease. We have a disease of comparison.
Okay.
You know, so I feel like most of our parents or if you're raised by a single parent, doesn't matter, but they will teach you that chaka next door, get chaka next door.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I think I said it to my team as well the other day, and I'm like, how do you compare yourself with me, but we're not even coming from the same womb? You understand? So we come from different houses,
Exactly.
but you expect the same results.
Yeah,
we're not taught the same. We're not blessed the same. We don't believe in the same thing.
Sure.
So what I might achieve at 28, someone else can achieve at 18.
That is true.
Someone else can achieve at 40.
Sure.
So we look at each other and compare time. We give time frame to everything, and that kills you.
That kills us.
kills the dream,
Definitely.
it
It
kills
does definitely kill.
Yeah.
It's a disease that we most suffer from.
100%.
Yeah. Kore o bona mang mang apere gushi le wena o ipotsa gore tshwanetse ke apare ka boshiu.
Exactly. There are people that sacrifice what you're saying. They sacrifice being real to actually, you know, just living a life that is not yours is the most painful thing ever.
You can say that again.
Like you're trying to front, you're trying to show, but when you're alone in your little house, little room, you cry alone.
You cry
which is
alone.
useless, you know, because when you go out there, you just show so much life. It doesn't work.
But I've encountered that when you speak to such people about such issues or mfethu, sometimes this is not worth it. Just live within your means. They'll tell you, "Hore, eish mana, when I'm wearing this certain brand and I'm like this, I feel good."
Yeah.
And when people feel good, sometimes they will tell you, "Brah, my happiness first."
Yeah, look, I mean, I have a lot of friends that will tell you the same thing. A person doesn't mind rocking up, buying these expensive brands and whatever, which is fine. Like, we're not against them. If you can afford it, why not?
Sure.
The only problem is now you're gonna go be broke and borrow from the same people that don't have that clothing. Then it's a problem.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You tend to inconvenience others so that you can look good. So now you would rather say, yo, I've been wearing this shirt so often, and then it's like, nah, I need to change this. You go, you have your last 10,000, you go there, you buy a shirt for 8,000. Then you're like, I won't make it to the end of the month. Then now you call those same people that are trying to advise you, but you still ask them for money. So live and be within your means is something that we really need to work on, because it's not worth it.
It's not worth
Not worth it.
I think, we should just have some more financial sessions for us, our Africans, or some certain things are not really worth
we
going
were not
through.
raised that way. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
No one taught you that, not even in school.
What?
Yeah, so it's actually something that I guess
Yeah,
we never did right.
definitely.
Yeah.
King Bash, how did this name come about? Obviously, King Bash, you've got a name.
Yeah.
But how did King Bash come? So how did King Bash come about?
Okay. So we used to, I think it was in high school.
Sure.
So I used to love cricket. So now what happened was in high school, we used to look at a lot of Indian cricket.
Sure.
So all those guys in the team, all their names were like Ash at the end.
Sure.
Ash. So if you're Tapelo, we switched in the team and we're like Tapash. And then someone was, we had a guy called Joe, will say Jolash. I was Cabello. The actual full name, Bash, was Kabash.
Kabash.
So I was Kabash for the longest of time. So
Okay.
out of all the guys, Kabash, it stuck.
Okay.
From, I think, grade 9 up until matric.
Sure.
No, up until grade 11. And then there was some lady that was like, you operate like a king, man. You live like a king.
Sure.
You treat yourself like a king. You walk and talk like a king. You know?
I saw Renabo Karuchi's boy.
Apparently.
Oh.
I got that. But yeah, so
Sure.
it's more of that. Like, you do everything.
Sure.
You move in a certain way that others don't.
Yeah.
Then she's like, I'm going to call you King Kabash.
Okay.
And it was too long. Like, I was like, yo, but that's long.
King
But it's
Kabash.
fine. And they came, King Kabash. I'm like, yo, it doesn't even sound right.
Sure.
You know? I moved from the school that I was in Polokwane, and I moved to Zanin. Then when I got there, then people started bash. And I'm like, okay. Then one of the guys like, oh, I heard you're King Kabash, but nah, can't we say it's King Bash?
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But I thought it's just whatever. Moved to tertiary. I got there. Some people obviously knew me from Polokwane and whatnot. And then it was just like, oh, King Bash. And then it stuck.
It stuck to you.
Been King Bash ever since.
Now, when I first saw your name, I thought, this guy has earned his name from, I got why it's about the Lingo Bash is a party, right?
Yes.
I was like, he's the king of the party. Yeah, I can't know you're on party. Sure,
I'm actually going to steal that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how King Bash came about.
That's how it came about.
Oh, okay. No, that's great stuff, man. Man, I'd like to not make this interview a long one because I'd like to have another one to talk about other stuff when you come back this side. But two last questions.
Yeah.
How was your experience in Lephalale? The two occasions that let's talk about the other previous event and yesterday's event.
Yeah.
Yes. How was those two experiences when you were the side?
Look, Lephalale always shows love, man. Like, it's so crazy. What I've realized is that, you walk into a new town and then you think, hey, I don't think people actually know me.
Yeah.
Then you walk in.
Yeah, you
know what I mean?
Sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you walk in and from when you enter, people are just hollering, pictures and whatever. That's cool. So Lephalale always shows love. Like, it's organic, man. It's real. In terms of the music, they get it. I thought when I was playing yesterday, I've played there before.
Sure.
But I thought, you know what? There's a mixture of the old, the young, never know the divorced, the wild. Just see a lot of drama here.
A lot,
this
sure.
man is going through a lot.
Yeah.
So I needed to actually just get into the zone and cater
for
to
everyone.
that market. I think my team always thinks I'm lying. While I'm playing, I can't really see.
The crowd.
It looks like I'm looking and I'm rocking or whatever. But my mind is actually like blank. I see hands or whatever, but I can't. I'm thinking of what's next.
What's next?
How
Okay.
am I gonna get
to the next one?
you that is sitting down that doesn't like hip hop? That is you feel like this is just noise. How am I gonna get you at least to bob your head?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I target that one person that I'm looking at. Maybe it could be a female that I know that she's really, really waiting for a King Mona. That's it.
Yes.
Because you know what? English is not our mother tongue.
Yeah,
but it's
tango.
like, this is irritating me.
Yeah.
To get her to change her mind, to stand up and actually try twerk like she's seen.
Yes.
So when I accomplish that, that's when I know that, you know what? I had a great set. So
Perfect.
with that being said, Lephalale has always showed love. Lephalale is they always on a high, man. In the two occasions that I've played for them, I've never been disappointed or felt like, damn, I should have done this or I should have went a different direction in terms of the set.
Sure.
So it was they've always showed love, man. It's crazy actually.
I'm a witness to that.
Yeah.
As the photographer of those events, man, those people were really having a good time.
100%.
They really did show you love. I could see the reaction from the crowd. People hardly sat down.
100%.
Exactly. They were always on their feet, arms up, singing like they are idols, singing like they're idol stars there. I like, I've got a lot of idols in here. Yeah, I was like, King Bash is really making it for these people, man. Yeah, man. Now, no cap. This one, I'm for real. Nah, man, you really made those people have a good time.
100%.
So, when all is said and done, my guy, what would you like to be remembered as?
I'm one person that believes in changing lives, man. Like, God willing, I'd really love to see myself groom female DJs.
Female DJs, okay.
I feel like the industry doesn't have enough female DJs that believe in themselves.
Okay.
To a point where they don't need to use.
Now, are you referring to hip hop, the genre, or are you just referring to just female DJs as a whole on every other genre?
No, for me, it's well, it depends what you want to be. Like, my dream has always been to open an academy.
Sure.
And with that being said, focusing on different aspects. So, for example, I'm not a 3-in-1.
Sure.
So I would say that there's someone that is I'm a piano DJ that I know that he's really well equipped with, you know, the style, maybe the production or whatever, I would have him as part of the team.
Sure.
I'd have myself on the hip hop front.
Sure.
And have maybe someone else doing whatever that they would want to do.
Correct.
Maybe there's a vocalist or whatever
Sure.
that may be.
Sure,
So
sure.
with that being said, I mean that when it comes to females, I was actually speaking specifically of female hip hop DJs.
All right.
Like in my province, in
Polokwane.
in town in Polokwane. What I would say is that there's not even one.
Yeah.
You know, that is
And to think about it, I don't even know what DJ hip hop.
Exactly.
I don't.
exactly my
Yeah, I
point.
don't.
So why is
I really
that?
don't.
You know, why can't I create a young mini King Bash, a female, or 3 or 4 of them? Because they do DM, you know, it's just that each time you try and make time for them, and then life, you know how
Life is,
man.
yeah, with other times.
During the week it's radio, weekend it's gigs, so you never available. But I've put it to myself that, you know what, I need to do this.
Sure.
I need to have that mentality to say I need to give back what God has given me. You know,
Sure.
because it's a talent I can't even explain. You know, it's something I didn't even know I wanted to do. By the way, I did not even think I would be a DJ, because it's like, you know what, I saw a gap in the market. Polokwane doesn't have enough hip hop DJs,
and you jumped
I was
on
like,
it.
you know what, let me try. You know,
Now, just to jump on that,
yeah.
I know right now we might not have the views that you think we should have to attend to someone, but maybe somebody could identify us.
Okay.
What would you say you would need to create that academy? What would you need? And I know you talked about production, right? Yeah. So I just want to say, maybe somebody's listening and somebody wants to jump on the goal.
Yeah.
And maybe you and him or you and her have got the same goal, and maybe you could collaborate. What would you need?
Look, I mean, for now, it's all about identifying the space. I feel like the space is the most important thing to say, look, let's have a central space where we know we are reachable. You know, I think you are more educated in terms of the equipment, on what kind of equipment would need. For me, if I have CDJs, mixer,
Sure.
speakers, I'm good.
Sure.
On the production front, obviously would need that, you know, your computers, your systems, I mean, it's just Fruity Loops and then or whatever, and then you just use. But for me, it's more of the space,
Okay.
where the space would be, and the message to go out to say, there are people that actually want to do this, but they actually don't believe in themselves to that point that I'll actually go there and learn. You know, people, I don't know, they have this thing that, and also it's influenced my parents, if I may just off track a bit.
Okay.
I mean, I'll make an example. As a child in the house, when you're studying and whatever,
Sure.
you can't say to your parents, "Can you go late?"
Sure. No, definitely.
Why
Sure.
late?
Only check. Hey.
You know, so I think a lot of them, obviously, they in fields that they don't really like, but they know their passion is music.
Sure.
You know, so I'll always say to someone that, you know what, finish, then you can do whatever you want after.
Sure.
To try whatever you want to try.
Sure.
So to someone that wants to collab, I mean, we know if the money's there, if we both come through, or
Sure.
if you have the equipment, I have maybe some of the finances
Sure.
that can fund, then why not? You
No,
know, because
okay.
I feel like another thing as Black people we lack is partnership.
That is good. That is correct. That is very correct.
Partnership is what we lack, because we always want to see ourselves thriving better than the other. So instead of coming together and saying, look, we can actually, 2 heads are better than 1.
Correct.
So why don't we just collab? It's more profits. It's more impactful. Instead of let's take the money aspect out of it. It's
way.
more impactful. You can bring your people, I bring my people. Then we form a nation together.
That is true. I believe what you're saying is definitely the problem. But just to add on top of the problem, is also what we call communication.
100%.
People do want to collab, they do want to partnership, but along the way, communication breakdowns they affect, and there's anxieties of other stuff, and having anxiety, or I'm not winning now, I want to win now.
I think something that's also affecting us is egos.
Egos, ne?
You know those silent egos?
Sure.
When you start, you're all hungry. And egos people thinking that they know better. I mean, I'm learning that about myself.
Sure.
You know, I'm learning to listen more instead of always thinking that I know more. Because when you listen more, you get to understand someone's perspective so that it can change your own if it's something that you thought it's right, you know. But I'm learning to listen more. When you're quiet, you can actually hear more clearly to say, okay, I never thought about it like that. But when you in a partnership and you are
The
head of
one
everything, you
talking,
just wanna
why?
lead. When your team is, you know, they're coming to you with something.
Sure.
Because they're not popping out the money, you would say, Uzima,
Udziba,
you
ngwe.
know,
Sure,
so for
sure,
me, it's
sure.
not that. It's I want to listen. I want to actually give something a chance to say, maybe let us do it this way. Maybe it would work. You know, because you have nothing to lose if
Sure,
you try.
sure.
That's what I
Okay.
believe is the problem as well.
Okay.
Just adding on to the communication.
Yeah, communication part. Okay, back on track. We were on when all is said and done. So you said opening an academy, promoting more female DJs, introducing them to this industry, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, great stuff, man. I hope it happens. I hope from here as well, somebody can identify a few of us, and then we partner up and we get onto this thing. But King Bash, you're so dope, man. Thank you. Such a humble man.
Yes, sir.
I really appreciate your presence in this
bro.
place, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Thank you
so
very
much
much.
for having me.
Sure. Thanks.
Anytime.